It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please, a Tuesday evening live stream. How are you? Coming up on the show, I've got some coffee. We're going to play some games. I've got a top 15 list about Rudolph. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that make their way into the chat here. Now, yes, I just sat down 2 minutes ago, but I have a feeling everything's going to work out smoothly and it's going to be great. So, let's So far so good. Okay. I wanted to wear something Christmas colored, and this was a red shirt. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm behind. Here we go. Oh my goodness, a new gold medalist today. Francisco, that's fun to say. Congratulations. That was at 9:01 this morning. Mr. Fulton Raz with the silver. Paul Eichenlaub with the bronze. Wow. I love the new medal stand. Very exciting. Mr. Fulton Raz, by the way, was at 11:32 a.m. and then 4:50 p.m. Wow. It's always fascinating to me. Very cool. All right. Who else is here? Mark Langenkamp. Hello. It's Joey's World. Hello. That was at 6:30. Timothy Rainwaters. Hello. Mar in Memphis. Always a pleasure. Okay, Donna Jaworski, Seasons greetings. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Let's see. There's Pepper Tree Villa. Let's see. Okay, Joey's World. Memphis. There's More Sunshine, Please. Welcome in, Jim. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, Noah, how are you? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're well. Michelle the Quilter. Season's greetings to you. Scrolling. Hey, Mary Ellen, how are you? Is Mary Ellen over 300 subs yet? If not, I need anybody that is not subscribed to T-Town Mary Ellen to go there right now. Abandon this live stream. Go to her channel or open up a second tab. I guess you could do that. Subscribe to her. Wednesdays, she does a live stream with Dean from the Live Place, and it is so fun. She's got a March Madness going on. I guess it's December Madness going on. They're doing candy bars, and it's kind of fun. So do me a favor. Subscribe to T-Town Mary Ellen. That's a fun show. On Wednesdays. Thank you, Mar. Wait a minute. There it is. Every year I can't wait to break it out again. I love it too. There's Ben, another chime. And thank you. Thanks to you. All right, okay. Hello, Movie Mania Nick. Happy Tuesday evening to you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you guys. There's the Nerd Herders. Nerds! Welcome in. Paul. I think I'm caught up. All right, everybody. So sorry I was a bit late, but I actually wasn't as late as I thought I would be. As it turned out, today at work during lunch, I was able to get my pictures ready and a whole bunch of stuff prepared. So normally I do it right before showtime, and I kind of had a lot of stuff prepared. But then, so I was going to come out here and just hang out and play Wordle before the live stream. But life happened, and I had other things to do, and everything's all right. So I'm here now. Speaking of where I work, if you don't know, I'm a teacher. I have a classroom. It's a high school classroom, and I like to decorate. Sorta. I'm not very good at it, but I think not too long ago, I don't know if it was this year or last year, I showed you I had posters that I got from the Dollar Tree years ago, maybe 15 years ago. They were $1 a piece, and they were of the old movie, horror movie posters. Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy, Godzilla was one of them. What was the last one? Anyway, it's not Halloween. It doesn't matter. And I would hang those on my classroom walls in October. So it was always fun to break those out. Hey, there's Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Anyway, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation poster behind me, and I ordered that on Amazon so I could have it here. And I thought to myself, you know what, Jim, you have a budget for your classroom, and why don't you get some movie posters, Christmas movie posters for your classroom? And that's exactly what I did, and I bought frames for them too. So I'd like to show you the Christmas movie posters that I bought for my classroom. There's Dean. Hello, Dean. Okay, I'm going to start out by telling you I bought a lot of posters, and it wasn't my money. It's the classes, the course, the program's money, and we can spend it on decorating our classroom. So that's what I did. So let me show you. I didn't spend my own money on this. Here we go. Here's the first. Here are the first, the only 4 Christmas posters that arrived. Now, that wall can accommodate 5 posters. And I ordered all of my posters on Amazon. And Amazon canceled one of the orders, said it was out of stock. So I only had these 4, and I'll show you what else I have. So through Amazon, I was able to find White Christmas, Muppet Christmas Carol, more on that in a second. The same National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation poster I have behind me here. And then Elf. And I had also, because I like the movie a lot, and sometimes I show it to my class right before we leave for winter break, Fred Claus, starring Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti. And that's the one they canceled. That's the one they said was out of stock. Who's buying Fred Claus posters besides me? But I like that movie, and I wanted it because it was a colorful poster for the classroom. One of my favorite Christmas movies is It's a Wonderful Life. That poster is awful. It's not awful, but it's not Christmassy. If you were not familiar with that movie at all, you would not know that it's a Christmas favorite. It's Jimmy Stewart picking up Donna Reed, and there's no green or red. There's nothing about Christmas anywhere on that poster. And it's pretty much all white except for the two people in it, like a painting of two people. Mike and Mandy, or Mandy and Mike, hello, welcome in. No Gremlins, Krampus, so disappointed. Well, I haven't seen Gremlins since the 80s. Krampus, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar, I've never seen it or anything about it. So, yeah, I need to see some things. But, so I had room for another Christmas poster, but I couldn't order one that would get here on time, apparently, because it took like 3 weeks, even though it was ordered through Amazon. I guess because it was through the school district, it took longer. I don't know. Hi, Mom and Dad. How are you? Just talking about movie posters from a classroom. So here are the 4. Oh, is it? All right. So there's White Christmas. I don't even particularly, it's not one of my favorite movies, but I love the poster. And then where the Ant-Man poster is, that's where Fred Claus was supposed to be. And then I had students make a banner for me. But let me show you what I did to the Ant-Man poster to make it a Christmas movie poster. I put some Christmas hats on some characters. So there, that worked, right? Okay, more about the Muppet Christmas Carol poster. I had ordered, all of these posters, by the way, were made of paper, except the Muppet Christmas Carol. It was made of some sort of fabric, but it looks fine in the frame, so I'm not complaining. But here's a thing that I didn't order, the Spanish version of the movie poster. Can you tell? Can you see it? Again, not my money. And I actually think it's kind of cool. So I'm keeping it. I like it. We have a lot of Spanish-speaking students in our school. A lot of students whose families are from Puerto Rico and Cuba and elsewhere. So I'm glad I can have it in the classroom. Happy accident. So here's Elf. There's the door leading to my other room. I have actually 3 rooms in my classroom area. The classroom that you just saw. And then the one with the black wall with the Jaws poster, that's a computer lab, computer room. I say lab. So let me show you. I even got a couple posters for that room. These are smaller posters. These are 36 by 24. And the other ones were 40-inch by 27-inch, like standard real-sized movie posters. These are smaller. So I got A Christmas Story here and Home Alone in that room. So that's kind of cool. I also had the Pirates of the Caribbean poster, but again, I made that one a Christmas poster as well. So all in all, very happy. Next year, I'll have even more. I'll have the Krampus poster by then. I probably won't. Whoops. Whoa. Whoa. Easy, Jim. We're talking about It's a Wonderful Life. Almost named our dog Zuzu, but settled on Olive. Olive, the other reindeer. Oh, yeah. More on that later, I think. Maybe. No, not Olive. Never mind. But more on reindeer for my top 15 list. You know what we've been watching on YouTube? There's a whole segment of YouTubers out there that just watch movies and react. And for the last couple days, I've seen a bunch of people watching It's a Wonderful Life for the first time. And first of all, I can't believe there are people out there that haven't seen it. But there are. These are all younger people that didn't grow up on it, and they're watching it for the first time. So many of them are crying at the end, and it's kind of, for some of them, it's funny to see their reaction. And for others, they're like, oh, yeah, I loved that movie, but they're not crying like the other people. Not that I've ever cried during it myself, but watching them cry during it gets a little lump in my throat. I'm like, oh, my God, yeah, that is touching. Okay, Paul asks, what do you teach, Jim? I teach television production. a video class. And I've been teaching that for 21 years now or so. This year, for the first time, I'm also teaching a customer service representative class, which is just the teaching assistants. So it's kind of an off period for me most days. There is a curriculum, and there are things I got to go over with them, but it's nice when they can just sign in and then go to their workstations. But I am it's called TV production, but it's really video production. I wish they wouldn't call it television production, because kids don't watch television anymore. You know what I mean? It's all on their phones or devices. So it just is a matter of marketing. They didn't have that when I was in high school. So you teach, your call is important to us. Yes. We haven't gotten there yet. Who knows? Never seen The Bishop's Wife. That's a good one. Or The Bells of St. Mary. That one. I don't know if I've ever seen that one either. Familiar with it. I know what it is, who's in it, but... Right? Do I? Is that Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman? I think. Oh, well. I don't. Now I know I've never seen it. Okay. Posters. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. I also have, from Michael's, little, not little, they're huge, snowflakes. And I've hung them from the drop ceiling in my classroom. You could see them there. And I do that every year, and I kind of love that. We stagger them throughout the classroom. Yeah, it's good times. All right. I had other things. Okay, hang on. I don't know. All right. I have one sports score. Lions. They played last Thursday, so almost 5 days ago. Or 5 days ago. Or almost, it wasn't this Sunday. It was on Thursday. Anyway, they played division rival the Green Bay Packers in Detroit. And I didn't think we were going to win. I thought our defense was too depleted. However, they did win. The defense, a lot of players I've never heard of before, stepped up and did just enough. And our offense did just enough to win with a last-second field goal, a walk-off, if you will, to beat the Packers 34-31. It was a great game. It was a Thursday night game on Amazon Prime, so it was the only game running at that time. Prime time. Surprisingly, they won. I love them, and they're doing great. They are now 12-1, but I really thought they can't beat the Packers with that defense, but they did. Next, they play the Buffalo Bills in Detroit this Sunday. Another tough opponent. They've already clinched their division, the Bills did, but they just lost on Sunday. They lost to the LA Rams, so they're reeling, or maybe they're angry because they lost. But yeah, I don't know. What's this? Nick says, our class had a school program which went live a few times a day. That's insane. We ran the cameras, lights, and sound. It was fun. We used to have a morning show every day, but we didn't go live. I was afraid to go live because you don't know what the kids are going to do. And even though we pre-recorded it, was still burned once about what the kids said. And I didn't catch it at the time. But we would always pre-record it and edit in things. And we would record it the afternoon prior and then show it the next morning. Now we only do 2 morning shows. Actually, after COVID, we didn't do any morning show. Frankly, most teachers don't show the morning show, especially when we play it on the closed circuit. There's a set time that we would play the morning show and teachers could put on their televisions and watch it. Most didn't, and I get that. I don't know if I would either if I didn't make it. But after COVID, we didn't even bother making it. And we went from closed circuit television to posting it online. This year, we're doing a morning show twice a week, once on Monday, once on Friday. The Friday one's more like a 30-second quick news brief, and it's really just announcing the sporting events of our school. And the Monday one is more involved. But how did I get on that? Oh, yeah, Nick. Yes. So we are doing a morning show again. And I'm glad it's not live. I'm glad we're not doing one every day because, frankly, after 17 or 18 years of doing that, I was done. And I'm glad I was able to move on. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Okay, let's see. Yes, Kinski. Let me tell you what happened. Even though it was pre-recorded, I stand in the control room, and the kids that are reading the morning announcements are on the set, 2 different rooms. And there were 2 kids sitting at the news desk reading the news. One read the first announcement, and there was a close-up on that kid. He read that announcement. We cut to the other camera. It's a close-up of the other kid, so you don't see the first kid. Well, the first kid was whispering to the other kid while he was reading the announcements. Like, he was telling him not to screw up, but he didn't say that. He said swear words. And I couldn't hear it in the control room because there was talking, and I couldn't hear the whispering. And we ended up playing that show for the school. Again, not everybody saw it, but my administration heard about it and asked, what happened there? I couldn't hear it. And that kid felt really bad. He didn't understand that his mic was still on. We didn't switch microphones. We always kept them on. But he got some sort of minimal punishment. It wasn't bad. He was back on the air soon after that. After a suspension. That's funny. I hadn't thought about that in a while. All right. Where am I? Oh, I suppose it's time for a coffee break.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Fix you up, calm you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
All right, here it is, the Orlando Guy mug, last year's holiday mug. Coffee tastes 38% better in this mug. It just does. Today's coffee is provided provided by Donna Jaworski, and thank you, Donna. She holiday gifted us some seasonal coffee. This one's called Santa's Sugar Cookies or something like that. And I was running behind, so I didn't have time to get this. And frankly, I had made this a while ago, so it's not blistering hot anymore, so I could probably chug this. I will not. Okay. Thank you, Donna, for the coffee. You are too kind. I have a coffee fact for you. I was thinking, I'm coming up for things for the show, and I wondered, the word coffee, that's interesting. Where does it come from? So I looked it up, and here, this is where it comes from. I think The word coffee entered the English language in 1582 via the Dutch word koffie. I'm going to say these words silly because it'll sound like it's from the actual language. Now, the Dutch word koffie was borrowed from the Ottoman Turkish word kahve. I don't know if that's right. Which, in turn, that was borrowed from the Arabic kawa. And that may have originated as the coffee originated from the Kaffa region in Ethiopia. That is thought to be the first somebody had discovered coffee. So you've got the word Kaffa, and then I suppose that drink they created maybe made it to the Middle East, and they had their word for it, and then the Ottoman Turkish, and then the Dutch, and then the English. So there's a map of Ethiopia. In the southwest of the country is a region that no longer exists, but I highlighted it in yellow. That is the Kaffa region, where a farmer was, legend has it, a farmer discovered the coffee, the cherries that the coffee bean comes from. Anyway, that's another one. I'll save that for later. But I think in the 90s, they regionalized Ethiopia, and Kaffa is no longer one of the regions, but that's where it used to be up until the 1990s. So that is where the word coffee comes from. I have waited all week to play that little video right there. All right. I'm so happy I was able to, and that I didn't stumble trying to get that out. Okay. What's next? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I've prepared things, and I think I'm good. Let's play our game. I think it's time for that because I can't think of what else to do. Oh, hang on. I didn't do it yet. There it is. Okay. Here's Chronophoto. We're going to be shown 5 pictures. We have to guess in which year each picture was taken. The closer we are to the correct answer, the more points we get. If we get the correct answer, if we get the answer correctly, they'll give us 1,000 points. So a perfect score is 5,000. We've done that a couple of times, maybe a few times. I don't remember anymore. We can guess anywhere from the year 1900 to 2023. That's the range. And we set the year down here with this slider, or I suppose we can type it in, and then we hit the submit button, and then we laugh at how close we were and whatever. Okay, let me make this a bit larger and me a little smaller. Or do I just move? Or do I get smaller here? Well, maybe a little. Okay, this first picture, I know you recognize these people. That's Mr. T and Boy George. So they were big at a certain time. Why am I being coy? They were big in the 80s. I don't know what year this is. I'm assuming this is the 1980s. Now, when Boy George first came out, when he was first popular, he had longer hair. And then he even had long hair during Do They Know It's Christmas, during the Band-Aid song, right? Am I wrong about that? I think I'm right. Or no, it was like red. It was still long, but it was dyed red, if I remember the music video. Anyway, he appears to have gone for the... darn it. What's the purple flower of Scotland? I can't think of the name. Anyway, that's what his hair reminds me of right now. Or a dandelion, a black dandelion. It would have been funnier if I could have thought of the thing I wanted to say. Anyway, so we know this is probably mid-80s because he wasn't He wasn't hanging around Mr. T forever. You know what I mean? Culture Club was huge for a while, and then they faded. They had faded by the late 80s. They didn't make it into the 90s, as far as I know, or as far as I remember. Not Heather. It's the purple. It's not orchid. That's the only thing that's in my head. The purple flower of Scotland. Thistle, right? Thistle. Right? That's Boy George's head. Okay, let me go to... I don't know what there is to zoom in on, but I will. Oh, wait a minute. There's newspapers back there. I don't think we can see a date. Why are there bales of hay? Well, all right. Let me go to the chat. Who had our first guess? Mr. T from the A-Team. That's right. Okay. I think Donna has our first guess. 1983. Mark says 1980. Well, that's another thing. When did Mr. T become popular? Certainly he was part of the A-Team, but they hired him for that because he was popular before that. He was in Rocky 3. He was the antagonist in Rocky 3. When did that come out? Anyway, he's wearing camo, which tells me this is part of his A-Team costume. I don't know. See, we have 85, 82, 84, 86, 87, 88. When was Band-Aid? When was Do They Know It's Christmas? Was that 83 or 84? That was 84, wasn't it? It was 84, I think. So Boy George still had long hair. And then USA for Africa was a few months after that, like January of 85? I think so. So then he cut his hair after that. I kind of like 86. Who said that? Paul did. Yeah, Paul said 86. I like that. Rachel says 88. I think I want to go 86. Well, that was 84 for Band-Aid. Like November, December. I mean, in time for Christmas, right? I'm going to guess this is 1986. And let's see how wrong I was. Hey, I did it. You did it. Paul did it. All right. We're 1 for 1. 1,000 points. Let's go to our next picture. What is this? A lot to look at. I hope I can zoom in and see things. Some sort of convention center or gymnasium. A lot of computers up front here. Is it throughout? Let's zoom in. Okay, we have flat screens. We have 16:9 aspect ratio. I see holiday colors. People, well, maybe not. Maybe that's just happenstance. Do I see ugly Christmas sweaters? Can we tell what's going on here? There's some sort of gaming. Is this some sort of gaming contest? Tournament? If it is, you got me. I don't know much about that. But it looks like two people sitting next to each other are playing the same game. Maybe I'm wrong. Some people aren't playing the same game. Okay, I'm wrong. All right. What about in the back? There were bigger monitors here. Okay. People being prompted to text something to some number. Maybe. Oh, is that a date? 6/22/23? Is this 2023? I do see Christmas trees back there. Or is this text us by? So is this 22? Oh boy. What does the other screen say? Oh, this is better. It's not English, is it? Or is it? Oh, I see. BF3 versus. These are screen names, aren't they? TEJOZ 22 and 23 November. Okay, that's not a. It's the 22nd and 23rd of November, so not a year. Okay. Well, I'm glad. That was much more clear than that one. All right, so what is going on here? So they weren't being prompted to text something to a number. This appears to be some sort of gaming tournament, I think. But I don't know when. I didn't recognize anything on the screens. I'm guessing it was within the last 5 years. Maybe after COVID. So maybe this was 2023. I'm not looking up the answer, but I want to know if November 22nd and 23rd is a weekend. So maybe this is considered cheating. I don't know. Maybe it's this year. No, it can't be this year. Let's see. 2023. November 22nd and 23rd of 2023 was a Wednesday and Thursday. A Tuesday and Wednesday in the year prior. Monday and Tuesday before that. Sunday and Monday before that. So in 2019, November 22nd and 23rd was a Friday and a Saturday. That's interesting. I might be going 2019. But what did you guys say? I don't know. I haven't even. All right. Jim's class. No. Okay, we have 2015, another 2015, 2010, 2016, another 2015. I'm willing to go with that. I was just guessing. 2019, but a lot of 2015s. Let's do that. 2015. Survey says. Ooh, 770. 2012 is way earlier than I thought. So Donna said 2010. She was the closest. Wow. Good work, Donna. I don't see anyone on a phone. Now I see it. Holy moly. Okay, well, we still got a lot of points. 777. Let's go to picture number 3, and I hate it. Although, perhaps this is, well, certainly a wartime photograph. World War I, perhaps? Maybe World War II, but I'm thinking World War I. Look at this helmet. But I don't know. I'm not an expert. Although, that's not Mussolini back there, is it? Are these Italian soldiers? Not Mussolini. Are these Russian soldiers? I don't know. Mark? Not Mussolini. That's not who I thought that looked like. I misspoke. Actually, that's exactly what I meant to say, but I was wrong, and then I realized it. Yeah, Mark says it looks Russian or similar. Our first guess, 1911. We have a 1900. Looks like he's wearing a salad bowl. I like it. $1915. Mark is giving us the rifle type. What does that tell us? What does it tell you? What it tells me is that Mark might know what year this is. It's a mountainous region. Was there any mountain fighting during World War I? I don't know. I don't know much about World War I. Probably, right? I don't know. Okay. 1916, we have a 1918, and Donna was pretty close last time. Mark says 1890s maybe, but that precedes our allocated date range. We can only go 1900. But I think so far 1918. I'm leaning that way. Let's go with that. Survey says. Ooh, ouch! 1939, it was World War II. I was fooled. So is this Stalin? I couldn't tell if that was a shadow or a glove or that's not, these aren't Russian soldiers at all. I don't know. Anyway, wow, we don't get many zeros. But hey, it fooled me. Okay, let's move on. Now, you would think with everybody today with a phone in their pocket, this game would have a lot more pictures from the late 20th century and 21st century. But no, 80% of the pictures we get are like this. And it's difficult. Okay, what am I looking at? Why are they wearing long striped coats? I think they're coats. Everybody else is wearing a coat. Sort of cold here. Is this World War I? Or is this a baseball team? The Cincinnati Red Stockings of 1901? Some serious mustaches here. John Wesley Harding. So mean, once shot a man just for snoring. Do you remember that commercial? You must be of a certain age to remember that commercial. It was the Time Life, the Old West set of picture books or something. All right. Okay. Military, certainly. So is this 1918? But what is this a medic unit? Are these striped coats for doctors? I see no guns. I see no weapons. Just beautiful smiles. All right, what did you guys say? Okay. 1920, 1913, 1917. Inglorious mustaches. Yes, I like that. 1911, 1916, 1915, 1916. Is this the second picture in a row that Rachel is guessing 1916? I don't remember, but I like it. I'm going to guess it. 1916. Where am I going? Wrong way. Survey says. Wow. 1917. Noah had it. Good job. And others, 1916, right around there. That's good guessing. That got us back on track. We can still get 3,700 points if we guess this last one. It's in color. I appreciate that. Have we had this picture before? Maybe not. Maybe a similar one. Okay. We have some automobiles in the back. Dad, are you familiar with these vehicles? What year these vehicles may have been made? What is this that he's cutting up here? Are these? No, they're not. I was going to say, are these skinned coconuts? I don't think they are. These are, and forgive me, I'm going to sound stupid here. What do yucca, what does that look like? Is that what this is? Because those are kind of potato-y, are they not? And these look like giant potatoes to me. Here's the car. It's hard to see the front. I'm going to go to this car, actually, instead. There's a sign back there. Agrosa? Is that what that says? Well, that's about it. Well, that's the picture. I turn to the chat. If I had to guess myself, I'm thinking and this may be a region where people hold on to automobiles for a long time. Maybe this is mid-50s. I think those cars are older, but just because, I've mentioned this before. Okay. Perhaps I'm wrong. Maybe that's too early of a guess. Okay. Our first guess is 1946. Okay, 54. 56 instead. Oh, Dad's coming through. 52, 53, maybe 54 for the automobiles. Donna wondered if they were coconuts too. I've never seen anybody like peel or skin a coconut though. I'm not sure. We have a 1950, 55. Noah says 55, and he got the last one, didn't he? 64, 68. Is this Cuba? I don't know. Good question. 57. 61. Wow. I was thinking mid-50s myself. And my parents put in 57, and that's pretty close to what I was thinking. And I have no idea. So I'm going to go with that. And I think it's right. And it is! Wow, good guessing. 1957, we ended up with 3,701 points. Thank you for playing. All right, it's time to take an intermission. When we come back, I have a top 15 list all about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So stick around. I will see you in 78 seconds.
And you've been a good boy?
Yes, Santa, a very good boy.
Well, I've a hunch you'll get that present. Now, tell Santa what you want.
I want to get married.
You will, you will. The heart of a child is a wonderful thing, worth more than all the presents in the world. But presents are good things. They symbolize our good feeling for each other. And I hope that among your presents, you'll find the things you'll cherish from the ones you love. To Mother with love. To Dad with love. To Junior with love. To my best girl with love. Merry Christmas with love. You see, the present is merely the symbol. It is being together, being kind, respecting one's friends and neighbors. That's the true spirit of Christmas. And I hope that spirit is reflected in the hearts of everyone in this audience. Merry Christmas!
Oh, you're back. Today's top 15 list is all about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I didn't have time to put it on the screen behind me, but that's what it's about. I've known about Rudolph all my life. I didn't know much beyond that. I knew there was a Rankin and Bass show, a song, of course. Let me fill you in on everything I know about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And let me do it quick. It's already 7:56. Here we go. Number 15. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer first appeared in a 1939 booklet published by Montgomery Ward, the department store. Remember them? I do. I don't remember them giving out Christmas booklets, but they did in 1939. All right, more specifics about that. Number 14. Montgomery Ward had been buying and giving away coloring books for Christmas, but they wanted a book of their own. Early in 1939, Montgomery Ward asked Robert May, an advertising copywriter with the company, to write a, quote, cheery children's book, unquote, for Christmas shoppers, suggesting, quote, it should be an animal story with a character like Ferdinand the Bull, unquote, which was then recently released as a short film by Walt Disney. How about that? Did you know that a Walt Disney character inspired Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? I did not know that. Sort of did. It sort of did. Okay, here we go. Number 13. Robert L. May decided to make a reindeer the central character. It had to be sort of an ugly duckling who had a lot of heart to impress Santa. He drew on memories of his own painfully shy childhood when creating his Rudolph story. Number 12. While Robert May was pondering how to best craft a Christmas story about a reindeer, whilst staring out his office window in downtown Chicago, a thick fog from Lake Michigan blocked his view, giving him a flash of inspiration. Quote, suddenly I had it, unquote, he recalled. Quote, a nose, a bright red nose that would shine through fog like a spotlight, unquote. So, Chicago fog, inspiration. Number 11. In 1930s popular culture, a bright red nose was closely associated with chronic alcoholism and drunkards, so the story idea was initially rejected by Montgomery Ward. Robert May asked his illustrator friend at Montgomery Ward, Denver Guillen, to draw, or maybe it's Gillen, to draw a cute, quote, cute reindeer, unquote, using zoo deer as models. Not reindeer, but regular deer. The alert, bouncy character that Gillen developed convinced Montgomery Ward management to give it the green light. So they made it cuter and less drunk, I guess, is what I'm getting from that. Number 10. Robert May considered naming the reindeer Rollo or Reginald before deciding upon using the name Rudolph. Rollo or Reginald. That would be funny. It's weird now, but if we always knew that reindeer is Rollo, we'd be cool with it, right? Maybe. Not Reginald. Well, yeah, even that. I'm sure it would work. We got used to Rudolph. All right, what's next? Number 9. Okay, shoppers loved the booklet, and 2.4 million copies were distributed. Even though it was a hit, wartime restrictions on paper use prevented a reissue until 1946. In that year, Montgomery Ward gave away another 3.6 million softcover copies to its shoppers. So, came out in 1939. Wartime restrictions on paper prevented it from being released again till 1946. Okay, I just read that to you. Why did I repeat it? Number 8. In 1946, a financially strapped Robert May received an offer from RCA Victor, which wanted to do a spoken word record of the poem. He couldn't give his approval, however, because Montgomery Ward held the rights to his poem. At the encouragement of a company vice president, Montgomery Ward's president actually gave Robert May the copyright to the poem free and clear. The transfer didn't take effect until early 1947, so that Montgomery Ward could again distribute the book as a 1946 Christmas giveaway. But the powers that be at Montgomery Ward gave the guy that created it the copyright. How awesome is that? Nobody saw that coming, right? That's pretty cool. That's very cool. All right. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the other side of the paper. Next, number 7. Johnny Marks, the man who wrote the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, also wrote the Christmas songs Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, which was a hit for Brenda Lee, Holly Jolly Christmas, which was made most famous by Burl Ives, Silver and Gold, again, Burl Ives, and I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, introduced by Bing Crosby. Incidentally, Johnny Marks, this guy at the piano, was the brother-in-law of Robert May, the creator of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. How about that? They were family. Number 6. The song was initially turned down by such popular vocalists as Bing Crosby and Dinah Shore. It was finally recorded in 1949 by Gene Autry, whose wife persuaded him to sing it. The song became a phenomenal success and would be recorded by many famous artists, including, ironically, Bing Crosby a bit later. He turned it down and then sang it later. I don't know if that's ironic or... Well, I may have misused the word ironic. Where am I? Number 5. Rudolph made his first screen appearance in 1948 in a cartoon short produced by Max Fleischer that was more faithful to Robert May's original story than the song, which had not yet been written, actually. It was reissued in 1951 with the song added. So the first moving image of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was a cartoon short produced by Max Fleischer. Number 4, the Rankin and Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer TV special has been telecast every year since 1964, making it the longest continually running Christmas TV special in the United States. So that came out in 64 and has played every year. It was initially on NBC, and I think it was on NBC until 1971 or something like that. And then it was elsewhere. CBS showed it a bunch. And then a few years ago, for one of its anniversaries, it was on NBC again for the first time since 1971. Anyway. Number 3, producers of the TV special, Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, only had the song as source material and did not have a copy of the original book. They created an original story around the central narrative of the song, one that differed from the book. This retelling chronicles Rudolph's social rejection among his peers and his decision to run away from home. Rudolph is accompanied by a similarly outcast elf named Hermie, who skipped elf practice to become a dentist, along with a boisterous prospector named Yukon Cornelius. Other original characters include Rudolph's love interest, Clarice, the Bumble, an abominable snow monster, and as narrator, Sam, the living snowman, voiced by Burl Ives. All right there in front of you. Okay. Number 2, according to the Rankin and Bass TV special, Rudolph's parents are Donner and Mrs. Donner. However, in a 1998 film, Blitzen is his father. A reindeer named Mitzi is his mother. Comet, Cupid, and Dasher are his uncles. And a reindeer named Arrow is his cousin. This is a poster for the 1998 cartoon movie. Looks like starring the voices of John Goodman, Bob Newhart, Demi Reynolds, and Whoopi Goldberg. I am not familiar with that at all. Never seen it. But that movie gave him different parents. How about that? Finally, number 1. The Gene Autry version of the song is the 5th best-selling Christmas song of all time. Only behind White Christmas, of course, which is Bing Crosby in 1942. Bing Crosby's version of Silent Night from 1935. A French song I've never heard of until yesterday, Petit Papa Noel by Tino Rossi. That is from 1946. And at number 4 is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, and that was released in 1994. That French song, I think, in doing the tiniest bit of research, that's a French song, Petite, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, Petit Papa Noel. And I think it was very popular in post-war France. Post-war Europe, actually. I looked it up and I listened to it, and I was not familiar with it, and frankly, it didn't resonate with me. I couldn't understand what he was singing about, so it didn't. I hold nothing dear for that song, so I'm sure it's awesome. But I listened to it and I was not familiar with it, and perhaps some of you are. Maybe you do know that song. Tino Rossi is the artist who made it popular. And it's from 1946. I found that kind of more interesting that it's the 4th biggest selling Christmas song of all time worldwide, and I have never heard of it. Anyway, that's it. That's my top 15 list. It's 8:07. I don't know if Mouse Talk is live or what's going on. I don't know who's live. I know tomorrow it's usually Disney Nerd Herders, D&G Explorers, T-Town Mary Ellen. They're all awesome. Please check them out, one and all. I will be back next week with more Christmassy stuff. I love it. Love this time of year. Until then, I will see you around the YouTube chats. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you later.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.